Will FOMC facilitate a rapid expansion in Bitcoin's price, or will it cause another crash? Let's go ahead and dive into the charts and take a look at what they're saying. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning into today's video. It's great to see everyone again and have everyone back on the channel. It's been a few days since I've done a video. I've been away on holiday, but I'm back ready to go and I'm ready to smash out the charts and really get into November. It's going to be an exciting month. It's going to be a big month and it's going to be a volatile month, I hope. Obviously, October was a very slow one. We just saw a little sideways price action with some chop. Not too interesting stuff. We've got a lot to talk about today, guys, but the main focus of today is FOMC. What are we going to do, what we expect, and how are we going to react to the data that we do get in a few days. So first and foremost, when is FOMC? FOMC is about a day and 12 hours time. So on the CME FedWatch tool on the internet, you can go ahead and search this website. You'll be able to see the live countdown. We're looking at about a day and a half from the current date. Obviously, 75 basis point hike, it's still the predominant and most expected. So 88.2% of people do expect a 75 and the remainder expect 50. So still looking at a 0.75. Looking at the data over here for our monthly returns, Bitcoin has just finished October. We've had that monthly candle close off 5.56% positive. Okay. Now we had a pretty red October to start off with, and we really did bring it back around near the end of the month, and we've talked a lot about that already. We ended at 5.56. We've opened November, currently negative, but it was good to see, obviously, October open green or finish off green. But I do want to point out this is the weakest green month of October we have ever seen for Bitcoin. The weakest green month of October. And there's a whole range of theories. The theories would be we've had massively reduced volatility all in all. We're at massive diagonal resistance. We're above major support. So essentially we're stuck between a rock and a hard place with low volatility and a lot of anticipation of the next move from the Federal Reserve, because that is going to dictate the risk in the market, and therefore the market will follow that risk. Okay, so the Federal Reserve, the FOMC meeting is going to be very decisive or very important in determining the macro direction for Bitcoin over the next 4 weeks. So we're going to have a look at that, and we have to really think about that one, because that's going to really impact the way you trade the market, where your money is placed in the market over the next few weeks. Volatility is still very low. We're at 1.64. It's slowly creeping back up. We saw around 1.4 a few days ago. Again, we're at lowest points we've been for the last 7 years. And that's collectively adding to the fact that, you know, sideways price range, some little bit of spikes and fluctuations on news, but more or less pushing quite tightly sideways. And finally, of course, we haven't seen too much liquidation go on in the last 24 hours. We had a more stable last 24 hours for Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the price action. What is actually happening here? So we're going back to our horizontal ranges. You can see that our red lines represent major points of support or resistance. Our black line actually represents our weekly resistance at the moment. And our green lines represent minor supports and resistances. We saw a pretty strong break out of this triangular formation, this descending triangle formation, this downtrend where we retested, actually pushed upwards quite strong, and we actually double topped here at 20,800. And since then we have actually dropped back down on the 4-hour, retesting the 50 moving average, pushing back up, and now currently retesting to 20,500. 25,500 or 20,500 being that major resistance or major trigger, which will facilitate a continuation upwards. So the key levels we're looking at right now is, of course, 20,800 being that weekly resistance point and trigger point over here, which we've had 2 retests, and of course that 20,272, that lower support range of this horizontal range between 20,272 and 20,500. Okay, so just jot those points down. Those points are very important. Remember, if we lose 20,272, this red line, as you can see in the chart, we do expect a continued drop back down to retest 19,800, possibly even 19,500. Okay, so we do need to hold the support if we want to see Bitcoin continue upwards here. On the small time frame, it does almost look like Bitcoin is forming some sort of rising wedge, or you could even say a rising channel, a bearish structure. And we're going to go ahead and show you that on the small time frame here. So we'll go ahead and zoom in, and we'll go ahead and draw our trend lines in. And here's our first trend line, of course, and we can go clone that one over, and you can see our other trend line over here. So it looks like on the small time frame, guys, we are forming some sort of rising channel, and we would already know rising channels are bearish patterns. And if we do break down from here, we can expect that continuation. That could possibly lead us back down to 20,272 on the small time frame, which could trigger that 50 moving average cross on the 4-hour and facilitate a move back down. Now, it's very important to understand the directional move that we will undergo will not occur until after or just before FOMC. It's very important to understand the price action beforehand, in your eyes, should be nothing more than speculative. It's very important to understand that the price action, the directional move that Bitcoin will take, will happen only after the systematic risk in the market is locked in. And we'll only get that once the data for the interest rate hike actually comes out. So when the data for the interest rate comes out, we know that data, we can then expect the move in the direction in favor or against the uptrend based on the data we receive. Okay, so it's very, very bearish. It's bearish data. They say we're not going to pivot and we're going to 0.75 or even 1, the price will tank. Okay, if we come out and they say, you know what, we're going to pivot, we are going to go 0.5, we're going to go 0.75, but we're going to pivot, then the price should rise as a systematic risk in the market decreases. So let's go ahead and take a look at the macro first. So as you can see, guys, there's still a lot of resistance above where we are now. There's a whole lot of resistance, but the key resistance level that we did identify is that 20,500 as well as that 20,800 level, which I'm going to go ahead and mark on the chart, which is right over here, which you can go ahead and actually see is acted as a lot of support prior to this move, as well as resistance for this recent move upward. And you can see we have this little dip in the VRPV here, indicating in fact that is a shift in volume and a shift in historical trading volume, indicating a point of resistance on the chart. So we do have a resistance point. The next move upwards will most likely not continue until 20,800 is broken, and therefore on the small time frame, guys, we should be more inclined to be looking for potential shorts. But that is from a risk return point of view. There's a few things I want to go ahead and bring up which can actually potentially counter that statement and suggest, you know what, we are looking like we're finding support here. We actually potentially go higher. And let's take a look. So we have the first one, which is S&P 500. And S&P 500, if you do remember, we were talking about it back here when it broke out. We said if we're able to get through this range here, we'll most likely push up into this gray box. We are seeing that. We're seeing a strong push up for S&P 500. It's going to continue upwards until we get into this range here, which looks very, very bullish. Of course, the Dow Jones breaking through its major resistance here, forming this rounded bottom formation and continuing. You know, we can even go ahead and say, you know, we're going to be pushing even higher as we've actually come down and retested this neckline formation here and potentially creating a new local high here. And that could actually take us even higher. Taking a measured move from this point, this could even take us as high as we're looking, you know, 3,400, 3,500 on the Dow Jones if that trend continues. And where will that take us, guys? On the macro, if that continues, well, that's taking us right through this macro downward trending resistance, which we're actually currently breaking through. So the stock market, the Dow Jones, is actually starting to look quite bullish. Bitcoin is starting to look quite bullish, and the S&P 500 is starting to look quite bullish. Now, here's the thing. If the FOMC meeting come out and they give us a bearish indication, meaning a bearish indication would be higher than 0.75 interest rate hike and not mentioning the pivot. Mentioning the pivot is crucial. If they mention the pivot in a negative or bearish way, meaning they're not going to do it or they're going to push it back, or they don't mention the pivot, that is going to be considered bearish. And we can see, even though technically, from a technical standpoint and from a chart standpoint, we're looking at Bitcoin, S&P 500, Dow Jones all looking good, we can actually see those revert back downwards. Now, on the flip side, if they come out and give us positive news, whether it be a 0.5 hike, a 0.7 plus the mention of a pivot, which is going to occur soon, or a 0.5 plus a mention of pivot, we can actually see this aggressive uptrend see even more strength and continue in the direction it's going even higher. So very, very important we understand what is going on. Now, looking for an honest, reliable, and accurate exchange that you can trust to trade on, go ahead and sign up to Bitget with the link down below and join myself and all of our other VIP members and other members who trade on Bitget daily. There's a whole range of benefits and features you can actually get by trading on Bitget. These include no government regulations, meaning you can sign up from anywhere in the world. There's no KYC, 0% trading fees on spot, massively reduced trading fees on futures. It's one of the lowest in the game. And most importantly, access to their protection fund in case the exchange gets hacked. You can actually get reimbursed for your funds, so you can ensure your funds are safe. Now, most importantly, if you do sign up with the link down below, that first link, you'll get access to 2 additional features. These include access to the reward center, where you can get up to $4,163 in rewards, and access to the MegaWhale exclusive referral link, bonus discounts. Every other month we do bonus campaigns. We get up to 10% off your trading fees, or even you get a percentage of your trading fees refunded to your account as USDT. Essentially, you get paid to be on the exchange. That's enough, guys. We'll get back into the video. Also, guys, we do have to take a look at USD/AUD, finding resistance, dropping back down. That will most likely continue back down over here. DXY finding some resistance at 1111, closer up to 1112. Again, it is looking a little harder to tell exactly what's happening on the DXY. But of course, if we do sweep below these lows, we can almost guarantee we're going to continue lower. To get back up here, we would like to see a price over 112. Particularly 1125 would be nice to see the DXY if we do want to shoot back up. And of course, if the price of the DXY can actually push past 1135, we'll see that continuation upwards, which will be very, very bearish for the market. Moving on, total cryptocurrency market cap, guys, is looking great. The total cryptocurrency market cap is looking really, really good here. We haven't actually quite broken 1 trillion. We did actually find resistance here at the $1 trillion mark, which you can see right over here. We had a little tiny wick above on the daily, but we did get rejected. We've actually come back down and retested this horizontal resistance range and support range here, which we actually found a lot of resistance in July. A very, very good point to retest. And like we said before, the total cryptocurrency market cap is very telling. It tells us where Bitcoin is going to go. It tells us where the market's going to go. It tells us the overall strength of the market. So understanding how the cryptocurrency market is looking is very, very crucial. So what we can say, guys, if the price closes a daily candle below this gray or this black line over here, we can expect a drop back down. We're expecting a drop back to this level, which is 928 billion, which will take Bitcoin down to about 19,800, 19,500 level. Okay. Now, if we do continue upwards, we would really like to see a break of this downward sloping diagonal resistance to confirm an explosive continuation upwards. A break, a retest, a continuation will be ideal for Bitcoin. Okay. When that happens, that would be confirmation the market has shifted in direction. We've seen a shift in strength that will most likely continue upwards for Bitcoin. Okay, let's take a look at the macro. So on the larger time frame, we do have some diagonals we still need to break through. Those diagonals being, of course, this larger time frame diagonal you can see over here, this black line. Breaking through that black line is very, very crucial to flip that bear market downtrend. Breaking through the bear market will occur when we actually do break through this 23,800, 22,500 level. Breaking through a $30,000 level will flip the overall macro trend, and breaking through a $40,000 level sends us into a macro uptrend. Okay, a macro uptrend. We're looking at a bullish trend. Okay, flipping this $30,000 level sends us into a nice solid uptrend, but actually our 40,000 level is where we need to break. If we break past 48k, guys, that is going to send us to a new all-time high. So keep an eye on those levels, but the key level that we need to break on the short term is that 20,800 level. Of course, if we need to break 20,800, we do need the total cryptocurrency market cap to break past 1 trillion. And for us to continue any higher, we do need a cryptocurrency market cap to break past this black trend line, which will facilitate Bitcoin's move to this upper resistance level. Okay, and this upper resistance level here between 22,600 to 23,800 is very key. Breaking through this level facilitates the move upwards to 28, and the reason being is was this move here, this zone here, should I say, actually acted as a major blocking point, a blockade almost, for Bitcoin's expansion in price in 2020, in December 2020, January 2021. Okay, so that's kind of the rundown for the market right now, guys. I'm going to keep it quite short today. Tomorrow's video, we're going to go in a lot more detail. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you've got any questions down below. Prepare yourself for FOMC. Understand that the market, although it is looking great, No doubt about it. We've seen altcoins fly up, we've seen Bitcoin fly up, we've had huge profit. It's looking really, really good. The FOMC meeting is what is going to decide where the prices go. If you think about this, guys, what determines how asset prices move? What determines the strength of asset prices? Well, asset prices are invertedly correlated to the strength of the dollar, okay? So if interest rates rise, the dollar gains strength. Asset prices fall, okay? That is why we would say DXY going up, Bitcoin going down, okay? And vice versa, okay? So that is why the interest rates are so important. They not only change the shift, the flow of money between assets and US dollars, but they also shift the risk return of assets compared to dollars, and therefore that shift in risk return changes how and why people invest, how much they invest, when they invest, whether companies invest, and that will actually invertedly affect the price as well. So FOMC, very important. Stay up to date, stay tuned, have a plan. We'll talk more about our plan tomorrow and we'll be on top of it for when it does drop. Okay guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and make sure you head down to a pinned comment, join our Telegram channel. I think the Telegram channel is actually over here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up on screen over here. You get updates on all of our updates, analysis, information, a whole range of more stuff. Obviously, we haven't been active for the last few days, so I have been away, but I'm back at it now. So go ahead and join up. You'll see all of our videos in here, and it'll be great to have you guys in here to get access to all of our information. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.